You have a couple of Democrats winning in Florida, and that was really cool. And we're seeing this, and this is why I'm saying this, man. This is why I'm saying now is not the time to start taking things out on each other. Like, you don't have to love anybody. I'm not telling you that. But Democrats are winning in these like places that they really have never won in before. I think it was Michael Steele, the guy on CNN, said before the election in 2024, he said, he might have said it in 2023, they're having this kind of like roundtable with other Democrats, and they're kind of like yucking it up and having a good time. They're saying how cool it was that, like, you know, like the right-wing Republicans were eating each other, and like, man, there's no way like a Democrat's going to lose in 2025. And Michael Steele, actually, I think his name is Michael Steele. I could be fucking that up. But he said, he goes, I'm really afraid that Democrats are going to do what they do, and they're going to snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory. And when he said that, I was like, fuck. I was like, that is definitely possible. And if you don't believe me, you can go back. I've mentioned this multiple times before the election, that could happen. I even said, like, people called me out. People on the left got really mad at me because I said it was 50-50. I was like, this is a toss-up. If we don't go hard, we're going to lose. And people were like, stop saying that. Stop saying that. Like, you're putting, like, the negative energy out there. And I'm like, I'm telling you the truth. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not going to give you dishonest, positive affirmation. Now's the time. There are Democrats winning in special elections that they shouldn't be winning. And we need to not just get excited about that. We need to take advantage of it. So let's watch this video. It's Kyle Kulinski talking about MAGA collapsing with them blowout win in special election. Whoops. Am I pushing the right button? No. Nope, wrong button.
The other day on the show, we talked about how Democrats are winning these special elections in surprising places. So there was an Iowa State Senate seat where Democrats picked up a seat. They ended the GOP supermajority. So this is from recently. National Democrats are celebrating the results of a special election for the Iowa State Senate after Democrat Caitlin Dray won in a district President Donald Trump carried by 11 points in 2024 to break a Republican supermajority of the chamber.
Iowa.
Trump carried it by 11 points. Then she ended up winning.
Iowa, whether you guys will believe this or not, one of the most literate states in America. Also a huge Dutch population, I think.
55-44. So she won by 11 points. So that is a colossal swing against the Republicans. Huge. And we're seeing this across the country in these special elections. Well, guess what? We got a new one for you. Democrats just massively outperformed in 2 Florida special elections. In House District 40, Kamala Harris carried the district by 35 points in 2020. Tonight, the Democrat Rashawn Young crushed the Republican by 50 points, a 15-point swing toward Democrats. And in Senate District 15, Harris carried the district by 23 points. Democrat LaVon Bracey just won by 45 points, a stunning 22-point over-performance. It's happening, y'all. It's happening. And here's the thing. This is happening solely because the Republicans are hanging themselves. Solely because they're fucking horrible at governing and they destroy everything they touch. That is the only reason. Because here's the reality.
I believe that's a drink.
If we had the Republicans being as evil and gross as they are right now, and you had a Democratic Party that was ruthlessly fighting, I don't even think you'd just see a 22-point...
Yeah, no, and that's a great pause on my part. I'm going to leave it there for a second while I talk. Take that, Kyle! This is how I go in on other content streamers. I freeze their faces in the worst possible moment. Take that. He's got a great point he's making there, and that is that right now the Democratic Party is not doing a good job, and yet we're winning these races. And that's why I put so much emphasis on you guys. We are the people that are going to pull this together. It's not this party. The Democratic Party is not doing the greatest job. I give 100% credit to the few people that are doing what they're doing. I appreciate those people so much. But there's a lot of people in the Democratic Party that are not doing a very good job, to be honest. And, you know, I think that they're pulling the wait and see bullshit. I think that they're completely out of touch with the youth. I think they don't know how to use technology because they're all older and shit. I was really happy to see Jerry Nadler or whatever his name was saying that he's gonna make way for young people. I saw that person in Texas saying that he was gonna make way for young people. Get young people through the door. The Democratic Party needs people that know how to use the internet, how to use social media, how to speak to young people. This party's out of touch. He's making a great point that even with that all being said, they're winning. Imagine if the Democratic Party was doing a good job right now, how much better these candidates would be doing even.
2-point overperformance. I think you'd see a 40-point overperformance. I think we'd be looking at prime FDR type numbers. I think we'd be looking at 80% of the House, 80% of the Senate, because right now people are done. They are done with it. They're done with the inflation. They're done with the unemployment. They're done with the trade war. They're done with their coffee costing double as much as it cost fucking 2 years ago or whatever.
Grocery prices. Milk just went up 10%. Beef has went up and continues to go up. Let's see. What else? Produce just went up 39%. Costs across the store are going up. Like, things are getting more expensive. And I'm actually working on a current video, and I do want to make this video super bad. I just don't have time for it currently. But this is all part of Stephen Moran's plan. If you don't know who Stephen Moran is in the Trump administration. Stephen Moran is the person that he wants to replace Jerome Powell with next May when Powell's term is up as the head of the Fed. So Stephen Moran has a white paper that he wrote, and Donald Trump really likes, that talked about Trump's tariffs and stuff like that. And when Trump said this is going to be painful, that is a direct quote from Stephen Moran's paper, where he said they have a very, very narrow path to go down to enforce these tariffs, and that there is going to be quite a bit of pain. When they say quite a bit of pain, they don't mean for them, they mean for me and you. So the video I'm making is in an attempt to explain how PCE, CPI, PPI, the inflation percentage, unemployment rate, housing conditions, contraction of industry, all of those things relate to how Stephen Moran is attempting to thread this needle with his plan, and how that could possibly lead to a recession, which will mostly affect me and you, and most likely it's going to be a stagflation, but there's also a chance of stagflation with recession. I don't believe that there's a good chance of depression. I think that would take like a huge thing like AI, the stock market that is like pretty much bubbling because of AI crashing. But how painful this is about to be.
They are done with all of this shit. They're done with the bombings that happen day after day. They're done with the ICE Gestapo thugs rounding up their neighbors and destroying their lives. They're done with all of it. So imagine that with a Democratic Party that is out there and attacking the Republicans day after day, but also saying, we're going to give you Medicare for all, we're going to give you free college, we're going to give you a living wage, we're going to give you the right to a union, we're going to do Social Security for all, we're going to do a 4-day work week, we're going to get paid vacation time by law, fill in the blank, we're going to raise taxes on the wealthy, redistribute to working people. Like, we'd be unstoppable. Democrats would be unstoppable in that scenario. So, but that's the scary part of this too, right? Is that if just the sit back and let the Republicans hang themselves strategy works this well, it makes you feel like Democrats are not going to learn the proper lesson, and they're just going to let the Republicans hang themselves and win by default, as opposed to don't just win by default, crush them, as Cenk Uygur used to say, break their back and drink their spinal fluid, right? Like absolutely obliterate them. Let them hang themselves, but then also you need to fight on everything, and also you need to stand for a bold agenda that would help working people, right? So, got to do those things. I just hope they don't, no more Hakeem Jeffries bullshit or Chuck Schumer bullshit.
Oh, Kyle, you don't want another sweet-ass picture of fucking Hakeem Jeffries with a baseball bat, dog? You don't think that was working, bro? Like, this is where we do need that criticism. We need to turn our eyes to the people that matter. We need to look at the people that are not choosing to do the things that they should be doing, the people that got voted into their positions by us to make these things happen. Because I really do feel like Democrats are just playing the we could just sit back and let them dig themselves their own hole, and then eventually we'll win. But when you look at Democratic polling numbers, that is not what people are doing. People are electing these people because they're doing it out of fear of their own salvation. Like, people are electing these people not because they're happy with Democrats. They're electing these people because they're very angry with Republicans, and that really says something about the society. I'm not a person that gets into all this, like, let's have all these different parties or create new parties or whatever it is, because I really just don't think parties are really helpful. I think that parties are actually harmful. I think that people look at, like, values within a party and then say, if you don't have one of these values, you're not a part of this. That's called virtue mirroring. Just fucking talk to a guy about all this, a buddy of mine at work. And I'm going to try to learn more about that subject, but about the idea that everybody around me must have the same virtues as me exactly, or you don't get to be a part of it. And that is what political parties do. If you're here because you agree with me fundamentally, you don't need to know what party I'm in. I don't know what most of you guys are. I don't know if you're socialist. I don't know if you're communist. I don't know if you're a Democrat. I don't know if you're a liberal. I don't know if you're a progressive. And the very fact that I have to say this many different fucking parties should just show you exactly how fucking nuts all of this is. It should just be that I agree with your fundamental values and you agree with mine and we don't agree on everything, and that's okay. But you know who doesn't get to do that? Hakeem Jeffries. Because you're not doing anything. Like, if I disagree with the majority of the shit that you're doing, then we are not going to be able to be friends. And currently, I can't be friends with Hakeem Jeffries because sitting back and waiting and taking pictures of yourself with fucking baseball bats is not what I think we should be doing. So, like, just, we need to be better. We need to be better. Democrats need to be better. The party needs to be better. And we need to do something more than just sit and wait for this shit to happen.
We need more Jasmine Crockett, Maxwell Frost, Al Green, Bernie Sanders, AOC. We need more of that mindset. The Tim Walz, the fight mindset that we're going to be in your face. Even in terms of how he's posting, the Newsom mindset. Newsom's not as good on policy, but when it comes to posting, he's phenomenal. That's what we need. And that would get us where we need to go, to say the least. So I think this is going to keep happening. I think the special elections are going to keep rolling in like this. I don't think it's going to stop. If anything, I think it's going to get more prominent as time goes by because Trump cannot stop fucking up absolutely everything. All right, y'all. That's the show. I love you all very much. You guys know the deal. Everybody do me a big favor. Subscribe to the channel. That helps out big time and costs you nothing. That's just below me here. You could also support the show on Patreon. That makes a big difference because we're true independent media, unlike many outlets in this space. You could.
All right. So we've got a lot of work to do, man. And like getting happy about these things is very important. But what I said about Michael Still is still relevant to what I'm talking about now. You can't just look at these things and be like, cool, we got it. This one's in the bag. It's not that. Nope. We need to do something. We need to start with the primaries. And we need to get people into office that we believe represent our values. Like a lot of people are pointing towards Zohran Mamdani as being a really like progressive candidate and having some great progressive ideas. I think that's a great start. I know that Katie is running in California to be the governor. I will be voting for Katie 100%. I like Katie's policies. I like Katie's fight. I think that, if you disagree with a lot of what she talks about, we can have that debate. We can have that conversation, actually. Stop debating and have conversations. Let's have conversations. Let's stop debating. Let's have conversations. Let's have a solution in mind. Let's work towards actually doing something and not just getting clicks and views by yelling at each other on a YouTube channel. But that's who I'm voting for in California for governor, because I think Katie's fucking amazing. I think that starts there. And then, start pressuring these Democrats that are old to get the fuck out of office. Start showing these Democrats that don't do the things that they claim they would do or that you assumed they would do when they got into office. Start pressuring them by primarying them at the fucking time that comes around. Let's do it. Like, that's what we have to do. You have to do what MAGA conservatives have done to Republicans. And that is, MAGA conservatives said to Republicans, we want to get a president in the office, and we want you guys to get the fuck out of his way, and we want you to let him do whatever he wants to these liberals to make them cry. And they literally bullied their fucking Congress people into getting that done. And we need to do the same thing. We need to bully the elected officials into doing the shit that they promised to do. But the only way that we can do that is through solidarity amongst ourselves. We cannot make these fucking elected officials do what we want them to do unless we come with a solidarity that says to them, if you fuck with one of us, you fuck with all of us. And we need good leaders. We need people to speak up, and we need less infighting. Or we're cooked. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and check out that video on the screen now.